How did you segue from being a background actor or being like in a commercial to being a main character?
Every young actor's dream is to do the big stuff, but you quickly learn that there are people occupying that space. So you have to prove that you can take up the space. A metaphor would be like, I took the crumbs that I could.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Even though I know I wanted the cake, I was willing to accept the crumbs.
So Bonko.
Yes, sir.
Lovely to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So when you stripped away all the accolades, the acting, the awards, who is Bonko? What are you left with at your core?
I think once everything is done, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a little brother to two beautiful older siblings. Yeah, and I'm an artist.
Exactly.
I'm an artist.
Is there something in your childhood that motivates you or encourage you to be an actor or an artist?
To be an actor or an artist?
Yeah.
I think I was born with it, man, because I used to draw, used to paint. I used to draw well. I even went to an art school for high school.
Okay.
So that was always there. But then I always used to watch a lot of TV. I think I'm part of the DSTV generation, you know? We grew up with Cartoon Network, cartoons and all these things. And my favorite film back in the day used to be Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right.
I think he was just so crazy, bro. He was so animated. And that he was one of the first people that made me want to perform. I followed his career a lot, you know, the Cable Guy, Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
The Mask.
Yes.
So I love Jim Carrey, man. Even now, the kind of person he turned out to be. If you watch like a lot of the recent stuff, he went through quite a spiritual transformation.
Yes.
It was just then affirmed for me as well. Like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So Jim Carrey and growing up watching a lot of TV. I think that's what inspired me to be an artist. But I think I would have been that one way or another.
One way or the other.
You know?
That was good. Did you think you get a lot of support from your family when, I know with African parents, they want you to go to school, go to high school, and if you are blessed, you go to college or university, they want you to be an accountant and a doctor, some kind of profession.
Yeah.
Did you have like a family support when you decided that you're gonna go into acting?
Well, the thing is with them, I'm the last born, right? So they've with my parents, they've tried twice already, you know? So they're like, whatever this one turns out is cool.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, like they've seen it from the very beginning, you know? It's not like I suddenly took a turn. They always knew. I had been drawing from the age of probably around 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You know? I've been very fully supported by my parents.
Okay.
Fully supported.
It's good. Like most artists, or I'll say people who don't follow the cultural norms.
Yeah.
When it comes to career path.
Yeah.
It's either you get half of relatives supporting you, and the other half say, nah, we don't want. Even I know that when I decided to be a photographer, I used to be in corporate, and there was a time when I decided, okay, I can make a living doing what I love.
Sure.
I had coffee with 4 of my friends, and these guys were people that I call them the accountability partners from a church I used to go to.
Okay, cool.
So I remember we were sitting there and I told them, guys, I think I'm gonna turn this hobby of mine into a full-time career.
Sure.
And the responses I got across the board one was, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And the other one was like, really? Are you really sure about this?
Yeah.
I say, yeah, but I was very, very convicted that yes, this is what I wanted to do. I know that from their perspective, they meant good for me.
Sure.
Because one, so my ex-wife was pregnant at the time. It was our first baby on the way.
Yeah.
Right? And then I decided to make this transition.
Yeah, man.
So now I look back and I'm very happy that I made that decision. You know, of course, just like any business, there's like the dry season or high season, but there's something that drives me is because I'm not in for the money.
Okay, that's
you know what I
good,
mean?
Yeah.
I'm in, of course, yeah, it's good to make money.
Yeah.
And I pay my bills, but at the bottom, the core, I know that I go to bed every day and know that I didn't work for somebody to yell at me to do something that I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I'm happy that your family.
I mean, it's interesting. You have firstborns, secondborns. You know, firstborns, lastborns, and the siblings in between. And I read something that like the lastborn, or let's say right brain thinkers, are not because of the parents.
Yeah.
You know, when I grew up, I used to think that my parents, because they had, like, the firstborn basically teaches the parent to be a parent. Secondborn is like a second child. And maybe the lastborn is like, it's the parents, it's like how the parents now is comfortable with parenting.
Yeah.
But I read something that it's actually the lastborn's perception of life, right? Like when they come into a family with proverbial lanes being taken up, right? Like my big sister is into academics, my big brother is into psychology.
Yeah.
So the lastborn walks into a space and every position is filled and he has to find
his own lane,
right?
Yes, that's
so
right.
He rejects all the things that already exist and finds himself in a different lane. So that's to say, with me, yeah, I guess I had rejected all the other lanes to find my own, which happens with a lot of lastborns. That's why the lastborns are often they call them spoiled or troublesome or whatever.
And it is that way because now the parents, they try the elders, those that came before, and they decide, okay, well, let's relax with this one. Like we are 5 boys, right? Yeah. My youngest brother, the things that he got away as a child, you know, I used to think, but Mom, what? How can you get away with that?
Right.
You used to beat the shit out of me doing the same thing, you know? Yeah. So I get you. It's the parenting, that's what. Okay, let me put, see, you try to sit that way and then let me bring it and then bring the other foot.
This way?
Yeah, something like that. But then like, not really, turn your body towards me. Yeah, something like that. That's right.
Like, yeah.
And then you can put your left elbow. Actually, that's good. Actually, I like that. Yeah.
Left elbow.
Yeah, that's right. Do that. That's right. Let me see here. Let me see.
So you went into corporate while you had a camera?
Yes, I went to.
Who bought you your first camera, and what? Why did you...
So back in varsity, I used to have this gig as a student gig, promoting Axe deodorant.
Yeah.
So, before Axe deodorant became Axe deodorant, it used to be called. There used to be
what was it called again? Ego.
Ego. Yeah. Exactly. You got it. Yes. You are not Gen Z.
Yeah.
You know. So they wanted to transition to Axe.
Okay.
So they hired student brand ambassadors from each campus.
Dope.
So I was the brand ambassador for UKZN in Pietermaritzburg.
Okay.
So my goal was to promote a function or do like create an event or set up an event to organize an event once a month on campus. So I had to take pictures.
Okay.
All right, of the staff, people partying or whatever, to send to the head office to say, okay, this is what I did. But before then, in high school, I used to do photography a bit. My uncle owned a photo studio.
Okay.
At a taxi rank in Butterworth.
Okay.
All right, so after school, I'll go and then I'll help them. At that time, it was the film developing. You take the film, you put it in this big Canon machine.
Yeah.
And then people come there, they start against the paper wall, wallpaper backdrop. You take a picture, an hour later, they come. So I'll take a camera home every weekend.
Okay.
Photograph my friends, my brothers, and that's why I developed my eye. But then when I went to North America, I moved to North America after varsity. Canada is beautiful. They have beautiful ice landscape.
I heard it's the most racially tolerant place.
Yeah,
in the world.
better than the US, but it's not as, but much better than the US. We were I was going to visit, my ex-wife was doing a conference in Alberta. There's a place called Banff. So you're driving from Calgary to Banff. There's just beautiful landscapes with ice cap, with snow ice, everything on top of them. And I had a camera in my hand. So I'll stop after every few miles to take a pic. But I wasn't happy with the result I was getting.
Yeah.
Because it was those point and shoot cameras.
Okay.
And I said to myself, there's gotta be a better way to get that picture in mind rather than so I went home. After that trip, I decided to do a research and I found a better camera.
Okay.
I invested in it. I started taking pictures of friends and stuff like that, and people ended up loving it. And I've said a story before in Lunati's episode where a manager came to me at the office after seeing my work and asking me, if you can take pictures like that, then what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
Right. So that's when I decided that maybe I can do this full time because I wasn't happy with the job I was doing anyways.
So he kind of fired you?
Yeah. So in the way that's when I had a meeting with my friends.
Yeah.
That when I had a meeting with these guys, I said, guys, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And, but long story short, I'm here today. Right?
That's dope.
So it's like, it's in there was a calling, I guess.
It always is.
Yeah. And I have attention issue. I have ADHD.
Okay.
So sitting still and in office and pushing papers and doing the thing was eating me inside.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't fit in. I used to ask myself, what am I doing here? And I had anxiety. You know, I'd rather see what I'm doing today with you.
Yeah.
It's what I love to do because I want the human interaction rather than, so I'm good at sales. I can go to people and sell them anything. I can sell you whatever.
You sold me this outfit.
Yeah, right.
Let's try this.
So, but being on the phone or sitting there with no human interaction, connection is something that I don't, Hold on, okay, keep that, that's wonderful.
So it's less about what you do, but more about who you are.
Exactly.
And what you do should connect with who you are.
Beautiful, go there. Nice, wonderful. Good, one more. Okay, can I have you stand on the thing? Stand up for me, let's see.
On this thing?
Yeah, stand on it. Yeah. So, okay, maybe, stand on more. Yeah, cool.
So I've got a similar story when I didn't go immediately to the art school. I actually went to a public school and a rugby scholarship. And I used to draw very well, and the teacher once saw my dissection drawings, you know, when you dissect a frog in half and you draw the body parts. But mine was like so cool. So she called my mom in as well soon after that and was like, yo, this guy gotta go. You know?
Yeah.
He's gotta go to an art school or like a better fitting school for his skills. And I'm forever grateful to her for that.
Good. Wonderful there. Good. Then bring this.
This one?
The other one. The other
one?
The other one, yeah. That's it. Over. Wonderful. Hold that. Hold it for me. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. So, which role, like, you know, in terms of what you've done, which role has taken your acting role? Which one of them has taken an emotional toll on you? Which one of them?
Red Ink.
Red Ink, eh?
Yeah.
How? Why? How's that?
Because I played a character called Napoleon, and he was a serial killer. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Do you watch a lot of TV, George?
Yes, I do. Once in a while.
Okay.
Once in a while.
What's your favorite genre?
My genre, actually, I like a lot of. I used to like more of action.
Okay.
But the more I'm growing up, like I'm now in my mental state's in a more spiritual space. So I like to watch a lot of documentaries or docu-series on the power of the mind. Okay. Right. So that's what anything educational, spiritual, I'm into it. But yes, I do watch, which I watched Marked the other time. I watched, you know, Heart of the Hunter, which I thought I really enjoyed your acting. Really, really, it was a superb one.
Thank you. It was a very dark character, the character on Red Ink. But my whole thing is being honest, you know? Being honest in the role.
Yes.
I've never killed anyone or slaughtered anyone. So it's very hard to understand that, because the goal is to really empathize with your character.
Yes.
Or understand where they're coming from. So that was kind of one of the hardest times to understand where a serial killer comes from, because most of them don't think like us.
Yes.
You know, they don't have the same.
I'll watch it now. Is it on Netflix?
It's on Showmax.
Okay, Showmax. I'll watch it.
Yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think.
Watch it. So now, talking about staying true to yourself, you know, what scares you the most? Being exposed, you know, because I tell people every day that as we've grown, being an adult, right? Going to my home, or going to my partner, spending time with my partner, the home that I'm in is supposed to be my castle, right? I'm the king, she's the queen. I have to be myself. It's the only place that I can let my guard down.
Yeah.
I don't have to pretend to be anyone.
Yeah.
Because every day we go away pretending all our lives in public. I have to act a certain way to you. For you to like me, you have to do vice versa. But when I go home, the home is where I have to be myself. So if I'm not myself at my own home, then that's not home.
Yeah.
Right. So in acting, as an actor, as a public figure, right, you have to put a certain front wherever you go. What scares you the most are being exposed in public, somebody say, no, this guy is a fraud, or you want to be seen like with all your flaws, which be seen.
Look, I don't know, for me, I think that whole game of being someone and being someone else, that gets exhausting.
It does.
So I've never prescribed to that. I've always tried to live my life the way, like, look, being courteous and polite, I don't necessarily see it as pretending, you know? And I don't necessarily have a character trait that I do at home unless my wife will beg to differ. I don't have character traits that I am at home than that I am outside. Yeah, like I try to be the same person. You know, I try to be a good person.
Yeah.
To my own definition.
Okay.
You know, but there's business, so there's only always ever the one Bonko, right? And it just depends on what he's doing. Like if I'm doing business, if I'm at a funeral, if I'm at a friend's wedding, if I'm, you know, it's only the different circumstances that determine.
Okay, keep that pose for me. Keep that pose.
It's only the different circumstances that will dictate.
Stay still. Stay still for me. Stay still. Look, gaze. Yes. Keep one more there. I like that. One more. Let me see. Okay. Okay, keep that. Keep still. I like that look. Nice. One more. Look at me. Eye contact. Yeah. Doing acting when you are, you know, come through into a character, if you know what I mean.
Always.
Yeah.
You're always using a version of yourself. You know, I'm learning different acting techniques that require different parts of you, but I'm always of the school that instead of pretending that I am this person, I ask myself, what would I do if I were in these circumstances?
Yeah.
You know, because we're only results of our circumstances.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
You speak and dress a certain way and think a certain way because of the journey you've walked.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, I it's always a version of me. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Okay, better. I'm dialing in. That's it. Okay, cool. All right, let me see here. One more. Yeah, and then come over. Yeah. On the other, see what? Yeah, that's it. Keep that for me. When did you realize that, okay, I've made it?
I haven't.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then with the fame, you know, it comes with public appearances and acting comes with a certain level of celebrity, you know.
Yeah.
How do you balance that out?
I don't know. I try to be myself, bro. You know, like I don't prescribe to any kind of celebrity or. I don't even know what is fame because there are so many people more famous than me. You know, I just do my job, though. You know, just wanna act.
Okay. So look, turn and face that one. Straight on. Yeah. For me. Good, that's good. Hold that. Now, same pose, but turn your chin. Perfect. That's it. Chin down slightly. Yeah. Nice one. Another one, yeah. Okay, great. Right. Hi, Bonko.
Mr. George.
Lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me, bro.
How was the shoot?
The shoot was fun. I love the drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the studio. It's not my first time here.
That's right. It's the second time we...
Yeah, we did a cover here together.
That's right.
And I've always just loved your energy, loved your space. So
thank you.
Yeah, man, it was dope.
Yeah, we're glad my guys at Imprint, Mzukisi and Taboko came through last minute and got you the outfit. So I'm glad it worked out, you know.
You don't go wrong with a print like this.
Nice,
shout out.
Yeah. And congratulations on your SAFTA nomination.
Thank you.
The most nominated actor, is that right?
Yeah.
From what I read.
Yes.
That's incredible. Yeah.
No, thank you, man. It's affirming and validating.
Yeah.
We do a lot of work when no one's looking, so.
Yes, a lot of how. I think, you know, the first time I came across your work was, this was before we did a shoot. I met you, I saw The Heart of the Hunter, right?
Okay.
and I really enjoy your performance.
Thank you.
And like, okay, this guy is good. And then I met you in person. I said, okay, yes, I can make the connection.
Okay.
Then I saw Matt with Lerato.
Yeah.
Actually, she's supposed to be on an episode soon. I don't know. I need to get back to her. She
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I was very amazed about how you were able to transform, yourself, your character. That's a skill that you can fake it,
Thanks, man.
So
Yeah.
well done on it.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Going back in your acting career, like how long you been acting for?
My first ever job was a commercial in 2011.
2000. So that would be straight out from when you were still out of school? Or
Yeah, that was like
you were-
about 2 years out of school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it started from commercials.
I started with commercials,
then-
being an extra, background, small role, don't talk. Another role, maybe one line,
Yeah.
2 lines, all the way till where we are today,
So then, like, how did you like segue from being a background actor or being like in a commercial to being a main character? Did you? Well, what was the discovery? Did somebody see you and say, okay, this guy can? You went for an audition for a role and then you got a major role?
Yeah, basically, I think every young actor's dream is to do the big stuff. But you quickly learn that there are people occupying that space. So you have to prove that you have space, or you can take up the space that you want to, A metaphor would be like, I took the crumbs that I could.
Yes.
Yes. Even though I know I wanted the cake, I was willing to accept the crumbs. But that for me just ended up building my confidence, building a resume of work, body of work over time.
That's right.
I've never been the guy, and I've got no issues with that, but to come out into a big position. You, like straight out of school, then you're like the lead of something, or like your first time ever is like the lead of something. I took the gradual route,
Yeah.
which is one of many ways to get in.
That's
but
right.
I'm grateful that I've seen it all. I've seen it all. So when I stand in the position that I'm standing in, I can go, yeah, it makes sense because I've spent the better half of 15 years growing in the industry,
And it feels good because you know that you've earned it. It wasn't given to you.
You know what I'm saying?
You worked through, and I cannot relate in your field, but I get young people who want to be professional photographers, and they come to Mr. George, like, how do I do that? I would like to be where you are. And my message to them has always been the same, like, there's no shortcut to creativity. Right?
Yeah.
You have to shoot for yourself. Any opportunity you get, work hard on your craft, build your body of work.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I can go to a boardroom and bid for a gig. I can talk all I want, but if I don't have the work to back it up,
yes,
there's nothing there.
Yeah, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
What are we basing your rate on?
Exactly.
What are we negotiating on?
Yeah.
So it's very important to do the work.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you were able to achieve that. So in terms of like we're talking about the hardest road that you took in one of the movie. Was the title again?
Red Ink.
Yeah, Red Ink. That you have to really get in that zone. When you are home with your kids and your family.
Yeah.
Does your child even know that you are a celebrity dad or you are an actor?
Nah, she's 2.5, man.
Yeah.
I think she's getting to a point where she's like, wait, that's him on the screen and he's here.
Yeah,
but
confused.
no, she hasn't. I don't think she yet has the capacity to understand what it is. But also because we don't play that at home, When I'm home, I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I try to live my life as normal as I can. But maybe one day, and maybe not by her, maybe her friends one day will be like, is your dad the guy from... But we try not make it bring the work stuff home, Try keep home as home and wholesome
Yeah.
as possible.
As possible.
Yeah.
Then in terms of your acting, like what has acting does for you or make it easier for you than that the real life you struggle to find in real life? Is there?
Yeah, I cut a lot of queues when I'm waiting at the shopping center. When I'm at the Woolworths, they're like, hey, then I can get in the front of the queue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of perks.
A lot of perks there.
Now there's a lot of perks to it, man. But I think it's just the ease of talking to people or asking for something, or when you need something, it's a little easier. I remember once at the airport, I think I was with my wife, and they took us through the back. Because we almost missed the flight.
Oh, okay, you were late.
And they took us to the back. But other than that, like I'm saying, George, my life is the same, bro. Like I try to stay the same. In fact, there's a lot of things in reverse. There's a lot of things in my normal life that help me in my act. You know, there's nothing you can take from acting. Those circumstances aren't mine.
Yes, yeah.
You know, I'm playing a guy called Napoleon. I don't know who the hell he is and why. There's nothing worth taking from him that I'm going to bring into my life. But I can bring something from Bonko
Okay.
into real life. And remember, life is not. Oh, there's a big debate that there's life mirror art or art imitate life. But I feel like the real ecosystem is filling the arts with life, as opposed to filling your life with art.
I get you.
Yeah, we draw from our real life.
Yeah, life experiences into.
And we bring it in. It would be very strange to do the reverse.
Yeah.
Because then we're like, you know, or hey, you're trying to be that character.
Yeah.
You know? So no, I don't do that.
That's good, because at the end of the day, even scripts.
Yeah.
Most scripts that we see or read, they've taken some element from real life.
Yeah.
That they've put it in to make it that play that we enjoy.
Exactly.
You know, because every scene or every script relate to somebody, other people's life, pieces of other people's life that come together.
Yeah.
That makes the...
Because the audience needs to watch it and relate to it.
Yes. Babe, have you? Okay. What makes you feel grounded? What grounds you?
Family.
Family.
Family. Family, my wife, my daughter, my parents, my extended family, my siblings. You know, anything that came before the fame, you know.
That's right.
Reminds me of who I really am. Because a lot of people can get caught up in it and identify themselves as it. When it's like, nah, this thing found you somewhere. So that really helps me feel grounded, man, when I'm spending time with my daughter. Like now, I was working last year, almost the whole year. And this year, I think I stopped working around the 11th of December, and I haven't been back to work since. So it's like, get to go drop off my daughter, get to spend like the whole day with her, apart from when she's at creche, spend time with my wife, speak to my mom often. Yeah, it's very grounding experiences. Yeah,
that was good.
So family is it for me, man.
I listened to a podcast where you were saying something about your wife, Leseko. And I think I commented on there, say, he who finds a good wife finds a treasure. Yeah. And that was my comment gained about probably 600 reactions.
Oh, yeah, you blew up.
Yeah. And it was so fulfilling to hear that, you know. In this day and age, we hear people want the fame, but they don't want the work before the fame.
Yeah.
Right? And it works so well when you have a partner that supports you 100%. Most people think they see Bonko Khoza, but they don't know what your anchor.
Yeah.
What is anchoring you? You know, the wife, the kids, the family that supported you through the hard times.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it is good. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you, bro.
That you've got that. A question for you there. If acting disappeared tomorrow, what part of you will last?
All of me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Acting, remember, acting is what I do. It's not who I am.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I'll still be a dad.
That's right.
I'll still be Leseko's husband. I'll still be my parents' son. Yeah, to a degree, I feel like I'd be free, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to pretend.
I would have an opportunity to do more things.
Yeah.
You know? Look, acting is not pretending. And also, for me, it's like we have to kind of break down the question to say, wait, if I was never able to act anymore, because acting is acting, you know. We're not actors because it's on the camera. We're actors because we're able to live truthfully and fully under imaginary circumstances, which I don't think is pretending.
Yeah.
We're able to lift the text off a page, give it life.
Put life in there.
Yeah.
Emote it.
Yeah. We're able to live under imaginary circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, and I can do that without the camera.
What truth about yourself will surprise most people?
That I played rugby, maybe. I don't think that's surprising. They'll be like, you're like a rugby boy. I don't know. What don't people know about me? I've been very forthcoming about who I am. Maybe that I was once vegetarian for, I think, like 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
I lasted 6 months.
You're from KZN, that's the thing.
Yeah. I lasted 6 months. I couldn't, because, this was back, and I watched a documentary where this guy was having a lot of health issues. Doctors couldn't diagnose him.
Okay.
Right? And he was what you call morbidly obese. So he decided to go on strict vegan diet, juicing, and through the documentary, you could see the transformation. And for me, I like to see things. When I saw that, I said, wow, I would like to give it a shot. And I'm that kind of person, when I'm in, I'm in.
Commit.
I'm coming. I don't do half things. So, and I decided to go vegan. Long story short.
Vegan, not even vegetarian.
Not even vegetarian, vegan.
Yeah.
And long story short, I enjoy cooking. So I'll be the one who will cook for the kids.
Okay.
And imagine raising, at the time my daughter was 6, my son was 3, trying to cook vegan for kids, right?
Yeah. But was it for you or for them?
It was for me, but so I had to cook 2 dishes every day.
Yeah.
Right? One for myself, one for them.
Okay.
So the reason I lasted for 6 months, it's not because it didn't work. I was seeing good results. My skin became clearer. I lost weight, but I was lean. And when I went to the gym, I was smaller, but I was lifting heavier.
Yeah.
So I saw the results. And my energy level, my mental, my cognitive level was very, very great. I didn't last long because every day I'll come home from work and I had to cook 2 dishes.
Okay. So you're busy frying the steak.
Yeah, I had to cook for the kids because they were fussy eaters and they wouldn't eat my vegan dishes. And of course, I couldn't force them to because I chose to, But yeah, that's good. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
For how many years?
12.
12 years. What made you change? What was the switch?
I think I got tired of it. I'm someone who really likes to, like, the same thing that got me in got me out. Like, I wanted to try something out, and I'm just like you, bro, I commit.
Yeah.
But in the same way, I was like, okay, this is boring now. I've done it. What's next?
Yeah.
And then I just went back to eating meat. A lot of people are like, oh, you want to save the animals? And like, nah, not really. I just wanted to try out how it feels to live without eating meat.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing now, like, of course, health is important, that makes you perform better. What routines do you do every day to keep?
Work out every day. Work out every day. Try meditate. I used to be very disciplined with my meditating and meditation, but yeah, I think working out every day.
Yeah.
My wife and I try to do like a meat-free Monday, but it's usually replaced with seafood.
Okay. Yeah.
So we bought a book once called The Weekday Vegetarian, but we haven't been so disciplined with it yet. But yeah, try get 10K steps in a day. Gym and meditation.
Yeah.
Those are like kind of my pillars that keep me optimal. Not optimal, but they keep me okay. Functional.
I like that because that's what I do too.
Nice.
I meditate roughly like when I have the chance,
Yeah.
three times a day.
Yeah?
But mostly morning as when I wake up and when I go to bed.
Okay.
And then in the day when I'm feeling that my mind is drifting that way that I don't like, I pause
Pull
and
it
then
in.
I bring it in and
Nice.
meditate.
Yeah.
So there's been times where people have caught me on set that I zone out.
Yeah.
I'm meditating.
Okay.
Yeah. So And gym, yeah, I've been,
Yeah, I mean you.
yeah, I try.
Nah, I see
Yeah,
you.
you know,
Bro, I see
48. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be 48 this year. So
What?
it's like keep healthy. You know,
Yeah.
the kids. You know, you wanna grow old. Let's see your kids grow old. You wanna enjoy life. You know, so we have to take charge in our lives. And
What are the genetics though in your family? Is your dad also? Was your dad?
my dad is not muscular, but my dad's always been mean.
Okay.
My mom was apparently muscular,
Okay.
but not anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
After 5 kids,
Yeah.
you know. So generally, like in my family, like I'll say the genes I took from both.
Yeah.
Yeah, even my younger brother Ezra is taller and bigger than me,
Sure.
and I'm 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
So we kind of live a healthy lifestyle.
That's cool.
I think probably like I don't train my shoulders.
Yeah, you don't touch him?
I don't train my shoulders. They just grow.
Okay.
So I just do lightweight to strengthen it.
Mm-hmm.
But just like it's the genes. Now going back to, strength, health and talking about masculinity, right? In your acting roles, do you think that some of the acting you have to force it out of yourself?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. No. I probably wouldn't get the job if I was forcing it, you know. One thing a lot of young aspiring actors are frustrated of because they feel like they have to prove that they can do the role. So a lot of auditions, I'm a victim of the same thing. In my early career, I thought every opportunity to act or audition was a way to prove to the casting director or to the person that I can do it. Where really what the goal is to just do it, right? And they're gonna select the person that it looks most natural, And that's why my breakout role, I guess, was on a show called The Wife, because I'd just become a husband.
Yeah.
There was an essence to that where like I didn't have to pretend. It's naturally in me, So no. Forcing is hey, we leave it outside the door.
That's good.
Forcing is the enemy, actually, of acting.
Yeah.
You
Because here you have to go through. We talk about spirituality, and I know I always have to let go into the flow.
Absolutely.
Just be in the flow. Don't resist.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't agree with you, it is resistance.
Yeah.
Right. So
there's a difference to struggling.
Yes.
There's a lot of roles I've struggled with, like playing the character I played on Marked. Like I struggled with a lot of it because I had been in a habit of playing certain characters a certain way.
Yes, yeah.
And there's like a certain restraint or naivete that I had to tap into as a pastor. Because, when Marked came out, I was more excited. I actually auditioned for like the action guys.
Oh, okay, okay.
I wanted to be part of the heist because that was my thing, right?
Yeah,
That's what I enjoyed. I wanted to shoot guns. And then Akeem called me and it was like, I see you really want to, be on this side of the movie, but try this out. Try this pastor out. And I'm sure he had known that I'm a very Christian guy. I'm an openly Christian person. So it was like, yeah, maybe try this. And in the same way, I didn't force anything. I tapped into an honesty about faith that I understood. But I struggled. I didn't force, but I struggled with always staying there in moments where I felt safe in doing something else or pulling a certain look or, a certain gaze where it's like, but I wasn't forcing it. I struggled.
Okay.
I struggled.
That's good.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah. So what are the things that you've learned, in your life that you are now unlearning?
Just like we're saying, don't force things. Things come when they should. God gives you things when you're prepared, when He's prepared you.
That's right.
And love is always the answer. I thought the answer was man-made and that I could always come up with the answers. But love is the biggest answer.
Love is the biggest.
That's what I
That's a good one. Love is the biggest answer.
It's the best answer.
Yeah, there's nothing more than that.
Yeah, man.
That's good. So what are you still chasing and what are you finally ready to release?
oof, I'm ready to release perfection. Yeah, I think the pursuit of perfection it holds a lot of, it has held me back a lot. I'm chasing enlightenment.
That's
Chasing
yes.
purpose,
Yeah.
enlightenment. There's a Japanese diagram called the ikigai. It's like once you found what you're good at, what you get paid for, and what you enjoy doing. But there's a diagram. It's called ikigai, and it's like it's like enlightenment in a way. You know, peace.
That's good.
Peace in all circumstances.
Peace in all circumstances.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to strive for. There's so many, there's a lot of chaos out there.
Yeah.
You know, we have to go into alignment and enlightenment.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So, the last question. What will you need to say out loud?
Praise God. Love is the
Amen.
answer. Love yourself as much as you love others. Love others as much as you love yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Bonko,
Sir,
it's been a pleasure having you.
thank you.
And it's been great. I thought I'd be wanting last year. I remember we were talking last year.
Yeah, we did.
And then life took over.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's reconnect again and see if we can make it happen.